AITA for telling my mom that I will never trust her with future relationships? I 26M told my mom 67F about a year ago that I could not trust her when it came to any future relationships. My mom and I had been talking about a trip where I had met a woman. My mom then asked if there were any plans for her to visit so she could meet her. I decided to be upfront and told her I wasn't sure if I would introduce anyone to her. When she asked why, I told her that due to how she had treated my last partner I did not feel I could trust her with any future partners. She went to her room in tears. I've gone on many dates since then and never mentioned any of them to my mom. She thinks I haven't dated anyone for the last 4 years. In reality, she is simply the only one I don't tell. I do tell my dad and sisters, asking they do not share with mom. Now for some context on my mom's behavior in that long-term relationship. I dated Amy, fake name, for 612 years. My mom was great in the first year, showing interest in Amy and trying to bond with her. After that first year, Amy was kicked out of her family's house and my dad let her move into my room without charging us anything. Mom and dad live separately. Amy lived in my room for about 8 months until she moved out. The whole time, my mom complained about everything Amy did or did not do. At first, she only complained to me, but then moved on to complaining to Amy herself. The complaining became such an issue that Amy and I decided she was better off getting her own place, where I soon joined after. After moving out, my mom found other things to complain about. She blamed Amy for us moving out and also being the reason we were barely able to afford renting a place. She started making comments about how Amy was gaining weight to our faces. We both were due only affording cheap food. Called her a druggie to me when she overheard my sister and Amy talking about weed, and a faker when she got injured in an accident and couldn't work. Eventually it escalated to the point where, due to my mom's disrespect, I told her to stay away from Amy. And here is the worst incident. Amy joined me to help dad unload some furniture. We were surprised to find my mom also there. At one point, I left Amy with my mom for about 30 seconds to help my dad. When I came back, my mom had an oddly large grin on her face while Amy was silent. After we left, Amy burst into tears. She told me she couldn't tell me what my mom had said to her as she didn't want to ruin the relationship between my mom and I. Half a decade later, I still do not know what was said. Amy was not perfect, but my mom had crossed the line multiple times. We tried talk to my mom about respecting Amy and even went no contact with her due to her behavior. Problem is that my mom is in the early stages of dementia. She retains most of her memory, but many of the situations I've mentioned she claims didn't happen. This makes holding her accountable a problem. AITA,